IVM.
Hello and welcome to Smile India. I'm Shifa Maitra, and as we come to an end of this season, I would like to thank you all for the love and support. And here is some more positive news from across the nation. Let me begin by telling you about this young man who decided to swim against the tide. His name is Praful Bilore, and he belongs to a small village near Indore. He comes from a family of farmers and was keen on living in the big city. An MBA and then a corporate life seemed to be the right route. His family was thrilled when he appeared for his CAT exams, but he failed. He wanted to study at IIM Ahmedabad, so he moved there and began preparing again. His family supported him emotionally and financially. He failed again and again. He refused to let it pull him down. So he asked his father for an additional 10,000 for his education and set up a tea stall near his dream college. He was good at it, and soon his tea stall was a hit. He knew age was on his side and he could always study later. His stall came to be known as MBA Chaiwala, and people were thronging to it given that he used a special blend to make amazing tea. With some help from his friends and the capital from the first stall, he opened a branch. Next, he opened MBA Chaiwala at Indore. Someone told his family that your son sells tea. They were horrified at first, but now when they see Praful, they're proud of him. He has 22 cafes all over India, and his profit runs into crores. Praful just turned 24, and this MBA Chaiwala is often a case study at leading MBA colleges. Hold the vision and trust the process is his mantra. Next up is the latest development in Kerala that's totally worth applauding. All through our lives, we've seen boys wear shorts or trousers and girls wear skirts to school, even if they study in the same school. While we talk about making children more gender equal, we don't always practice what we preach. C. Raji, the principal of a primary school in Ernakulam, Kerala, saw how girls could not play as freely as the boys, so she decided to implement a change. She spoke to the education board and the parents of students. They all readily agreed. So this year, when schools began post the lockdown, it was announced that there would be gender-neutral uniforms. So here, both boys and girls wear shorts and shirts. The students are loving it, and even parents are seeing the rising level of confidence in their daughters. I think it's a big change which goes beyond uniforms. Now let me tell you about a place in West Bengal. Smell of the Earth is the name. It's where organic food is grown, where classes are conducted on cooking healthy, and a week-long in-residence program is conducted to teach organic farming. This is in a village called Rupur. What makes it noteworthy is that it's run by a couple, Aprajita Sen Gupta and Debal Majumdar, who left a cushy life in America to live off the soil in the state they have roots in. It wasn't an easy decision, given that Debal was a software engineer and Aprajita was pursuing her PhD. They have a little daughter and had finally began adapting to the charmed NRI life. The only thing that bothered them was the tasteless, genetically modified food. They were tired of being fed toxins. Even the vegetables in the organic section came in plastic bags. They felt like it was unfair to their daughter, who would never taste real food. So they made a decision to help in healing the earth. They sold their home in Kentucky and moved back to Kolkata. Here they studied and worked in sustainable agriculture, which was totally new, but they loved it. Next, they bought the farm and moved there to take up farming full-time. No pesticides are used in the vegetables, fruits, and grains they grow. In fact, they encourage natural predators like birds and insects to help maintain the eco-cycle. They also have a fish pond, so they literally eat what they grow. They do not believe in transporting food for long distances, so people who come can take the surplus and taste the jams and pickles that they make from their produce. Sounds like an idyllic life, right? More power to the couple who took the plunge. The last bit of news is about a woman who's truly living her dream. Sunita Kumari is from a village in Haryana's Mahendragarh district. She grew up wanting to serve the nation, but life had other plans. She qualified as a teacher and continued doing that even after she got married. She moved to the city and brought up 2 lovely daughters. Once the kids had grown up, Sunita decided she would now pursue her dream. With her family encouraging her, she went abroad and learned flying. Just short of her 50th birthday, she's now flying helicopters to get injured soldiers in Kashmir back to the plains. She's at work all the time and helps civilians as well. She does miss her family, but the joy of doing what she wants to is unparalleled. The only time she recently teared up was when she saw a social media post by her daughter calling her the best role model ever. I think that's precious. Sunita shows us how the person and the parent can coexist with some thought and determination. For more interesting information on our country, please like and follow Good News Indians on Facebook. To hear more engaging podcasts, download the IVM app, go to the IVM website, or look for us wherever you get podcasts from. To stay in touch with me, you could look up Shifa Maitra on Twitter and Instagram. Since you heard and liked Smile India in English, you could check out our Hindi version too and recommend it to people who prefer podcasts in Hindi.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talks to Garima Pandey. She is the co-founder of Wandering Jane. They discuss solo travel and how it's perceived. Does the story of a fake lawyer on the run sound interesting to you? Then definitely tune into Misconduct. Raghavi and Nisha discuss the story of Ceci Xavier. On KBCD, Farad and Sunita discuss how sometimes people don't feel inclined towards sex, some possible causes, and how it's okay to feel so occasionally. On Press Decode, Sarah and Prafula are joined by author and journalist Sandeep Roy. They discuss the no stags policy that many bars and restaurants follow across the country. Do check out Hansvani, the story Tirthan talks to us about the aspiration and challenges of widowed women. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, do remember, go check out our website, ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, to get a list of all of our YouTube channels. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors on the network this week: Cred, Bank of Baroda, HDFC Mutual Fund, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much for making this possible.
If you're a cricket fan, check out Edges and Sledges, India's favorite cricket podcast.
The podcast focuses on Indian cricket, the IPL, and has a ton of banter both on and off the field.
We talk about the week's biggest cricket stories with current and ex-international cricketers, coaches, or sometimes just between us.
And it's hosted by me, DJ.
Me, Varun.
And me, Ashwin.
New episodes release every week.
You can catch us on the IVM Podcast's website, app,
or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast.